Here we are, Chapter 10, Part 2, and you want to add a pivot table and a pivot chart to your report to enhance the report. But before we do that, we have to add the Power Pivot add-ins. Now we can do this a couple different ways. You can go to the File tab, and this is more steps, but you can go to the File tab. I'll go ahead and show you. Options, come down here to add-ins, and this is where we're going to find the add-ins down here. Or, as I showed you in the instructions, we can go to Insert. Here's add-ins here. And we're going to go Manage Add-ins. It automatically defaults to add-ins. And down here, we're going to go and use the COM add-in. So we're going to say COM add-ins and then go. I need to select the Power Pivot right here for Excel, and I'll click OK. Now it says application add-ins have been disabled. I'll say enable. Now we want to add information to our data model. So make sure that your contract sheet is the one that's active, and we're going to select A1 through G40. Now I can highlight just like this, go down to G40, scroll back up, show you that. Or, now this is a cool trick you can do for the MOS exam, and that's just go up to the name box, type in A1:G40, and that's going to highlight your entire range. Sometimes you may not see the entire range in the MOS exam. You may need to scroll down. You could do this either way and both work. Up here on the ribbon, we want to click on Power Pivot, and here we want to add to the data model. Now it's popping up. Okay, so now we have this new window, and here we're just going to go File and Close. Okay, so that's been added to our data model. Now let's click on the Sales Team worksheet. We're going to add this table as well. So this one's small. I'm just going to highlight the table A1 through G5. Click on Add to Data Model, File, Close. Now let's go to the Customer worksheet. Grab the whole table, Add to Data Model, File tab, and Close. Okay, now we have those three tables selected. We've added them to our data model. Now we want to create relationships from one table to the other. So let's go up and click on the Power Pivot tab. So from here, we're going to go and click on Manage, click on the Design tab. Over in the Relationships group, we're going to create a relationship. Let's change this first one here to our contract table. So let's go Contracts. And what we want to do is we want to look at our customer number. Now, each customer has an individual number that's unique to them. So that would make sense that we're going to use a unique identifier. Now in that second window, we want to select the Data 1 table. And again, we have customer number to customer number. So this is how the tables relate to each other. We've created a relationship, click OK. Now we want to create another relationship. So we'll select Create Relationship. Again, let's select the Contracts table. For this one, we're going to use Sales ID, and let's go grab that Data 3 table, and we have Sales ID here. So this table, we started with the Contracts table on both on. This one is going to relate to the Sales ID, and we're going to say OK. Go ahead and leave the table open, and then we'll go to the next step. Here we're going to perform some analysis, and we're going to create a pivot table and a pivot chart using Power Pivot. Let's click on the Home tab. Here we have a pivot table. So we'll say let's create a pivot table. And we're going to put this in the existing worksheet. Now it shows that we're on the customer sheet. That's really not where we want to put it. We want to put it over on that sheet 1. So let's go ahead and grab the collapse icon right here. Collapse. We're going to then go over to sheet 1, click in A1 and say OK, and click OK one more time. Now if we look over to the right side here, we have all of our pivot table fields. And here's where we're going to create our Power Pivot. Let's open up this Data 3 for Chapter 10, and let's move the last name field to the rows. And I can see now I have rows going across. Each record or each row is an individual customer. Let's scroll down here to Contracts, open that one up. Let's drag the date over to Filters. Now we have our filters up above. And let's take Service and move that over to the columns. So each one of these different types of services, and we can see which customer has each one of those services. Now, let's put in some values. So we're going to grab the contract total here, and let's move that down to the values field. We've added some numbers, and I want to format everything here in accounting format. I can do that a couple different ways. One is I could go to the Home tab and highlight everything here, or I'm going to come down to the values, click the arrow here, Value, Fields and Settings, Number Format, and I'm going to select Accounting. Click OK and click OK. Let's add our pivot chart. We're going to do that by clicking on Insert. Over here in the charts, we see Pivot Chart. I'll select Pivot Chart, and I want this first one. This is a clustered column. So I'll say OK. Let's move the chart all the way down to A11. Now, again, my tips are, if you're in my IT lab, do not try to put it right in the top corner. Leave a little space above and a little space to the side. That way my IT knows where the chart is located. Let's add a chart title here. So we're going to go to Design, and here's our chart elements. So I'm going to click on Chart Elements, come down to your chart title, and I want this to be above the chart. For chart title, I'm going to type in Sales Data. And when I click OK, it puts it into my chart title. Let's rename the Sheet tab. I'm going to rename this one Sales_Analysis. Click OK. I like to go to A1. That way, when I save the file and open it again, it opens up in that home position rather than somewhere down within the field. So I'll go ahead and hit save, and I'll see you on the next video.